The benefits that I've seen in organic farming is that in the long run, it is cost effective.
The soil is a living organism that requires to be looked after. Soil says that look after me and I'll look after you. If we don't look after the soil, it will not look after us well in terms of economic aspects and in terms of yields.
Organic agriculture is becoming an area of focus for many agricultural organizations that are helping small-scale farmers to adopt sustainable farming systems. Information is steadily getting into communities that organic farming is helpful to the environment and arguably less harmful to human health than conventional farming. The reliance on organic fertilizer, green manure, and natural pest control makes organic farming sustainable and affordable in smallholder agriculture. It further encompasses agroforestry as a safeguard to environmental degradation. But what really is organic agriculture?
Organic crop production, one, you do not use chemicals, and you encourage biodiversity. See, you create an environment where you have a lot of different insect species that are able to balance the nature out there.
We try to mimic the way nature operates, and all the sustainable agriculture practices use principles and practices inbuilt in nature. You use insects to control other insects which may destroy your crops. You use plants to plant and distract other insects and attract other insects. So everything is working based on principles which are already laid out by nature.
Kasisi Agricultural Training Center is one of the institutions championing sustainable organic agriculture. A visit to the training center brings to the fore the institution's passion for sustainable organic farming. One prominent feature you will see at the institution is heaps of compost, which is used as fertilizer in organic farming, an attribute which makes it affordable to small-scale farmers. Established in 1974, the institution has taught organic farming for over 24 years now and continues to be a pioneer of this farming system to small-scale farmers.
We started the training back in 1974, and at that time we were working with 10 families over a 2-year residential training. So it was very small training numbers that we were doing at that time. Eventually we moved on to offering short courses of 5 days. That was about the mid-1990s, 1995, 96. And since then we've been offering many of those short courses, between 17 to 20 courses that we offer per year, mainly to small-scale farmers, but also to teachers, government agricultural extension officers, and field staff of other NGOs. Initially, the trainings were very much on to what we call the industrialized agriculture. And so we were promoting the use of fertilizers, chemicals, hybrid seed, hybrid chickens, that whole range of things. And then back in the late 1980s, early 1990, we shifted our emphasis then more to a sustainable farming system.
Kasisi Agricultural Training Center firmly believes that organic agriculture is the most beneficial farming method for small-scale farmers, as it is economically viable, socially just, and environmentally friendly. This is because most of the materials which are used as inputs are locally available in communities. This farming system also guards against environmental degradation.
Our driving philosophy is working with nature and not against nature. Because over the years we have learned that if you try to work against nature, what you end up doing is creating imbalances in the equilibrium. You know, the environment is made in such a way that there's a balance of everything. There are trees, there's water, there are insects, there are animals, there are human beings, there's air, and all these things are in proportions which are balanced. But if you work in an unchecked and uncoordinated way, what you end up doing is destroying that balance and creating problems. These problems, a very big case in point is the negative effects of climate change, which are affecting everybody, including the small-scale farmers that we work with. So for us, I think as an institution, the driving force is to try and sustain that equilibrium in the way we work.
The most important thing is to plant trees, because when we plant trees, they improve the soil texture. And we have got different types of trees that we plant. Among them are the musangu, the lukina. This one is lukina. It's very good for improving the soil texture. And then we make compost for our field. Like here, I haven't applied any fertilizer. I'm just applying compost manure.
We say no man is an island. So what we are saying that within a community, I may not have everything to myself. So even a king may need a needle from a poor man. So what we are saying here that a farmer may get the manure, poultry manure, chicken, from a neighbor who is keeping poultry. May not be given freely, but he may buy at a cheaper price. Sometimes we find that the farmers, they understand each other. They may give you the manure, says, you just clean my pen. That is one way of paying back. Maybe that pen has been for some time, maybe poultry pen or crop pen. So that by cleaning that pen, removing the manure, you take to your farm. Meanwhile, him has benefited, you have benefited, the mutual benefits.
The institution offers different short courses covering sustainable farming methods and provides extension services to organic farmers.
Our focus is on of training is on organic sustainable agriculture, and we have a number of core courses that we offer under the emblem or the umbrella of sustainable organic agriculture. The core training is in sustainable agriculture. Then we do train farmers in organic vegetable production. This is a training which actually helps farmers to understand how they can produce vegetables using organic methods. And then we train farmers in agroforestry, in beekeeping, in permaculture. We also train farmers in agribusiness, small animal production, fruit tree and coffee production, animal traction, animal and donkey utilization, then basic dairy and pasture. Just to mention a few. Actually, we have about 16 core courses here at Kasisi.
The courses cover a wide range of interested parties in agricultural value chain, including small-scale farmers, extension staff, community leaders, and non-governmental organizations. They also have a high degree of hands-on training on demonstration plots to ensure maximum assimilation of knowledge and skills by the trainees.
We have trained farmers from everywhere coming out. We've even trained farmers beyond Zambia, Mozambique, Malawi, Zimbabwe. However, that does not negate the demand for us to train in those areas. We have gotten and are still receiving requests for us to go and train, say, in Mansa, locate the training in Chinsali, or why doesn't the training take place in Zambezi? The argument given is that if you go to train in Zambezi, you'll be able to train more people there. They can organize more people. It will be cheaper for this training organization. However, the constraint we face as a center is we are a training center, and the same staff that we would send out are the same staff we need to train as we run the courses here. So that has been our biggest constraint. However, we appreciate that the demand is there, And we are working to engage government and see how best we can address that issue. You are aware that we have farmer training centers scattered even in the remotest parts of the country. So our idea working with government is to revive those centers and make them focus on sustainable organic agricultural training.
Kasisi is also actively involved in research to ensure that the farming methods it promotes do not only increase productivity for the farmer, but also protects the environment and withstands the shock of climate change. Most research work builds on indigenous farming methods which small-scale farmers have been using.
As an institution, we conduct different kinds of research works, but they are all of them actually are inclined towards organic agriculture. For instance, quite a number of farmers are now using different botanicals to control pests, post-harvest pests. Some farmers are using dried neem leaves. Some farmers are using diatomaceous earth. These are technologies that were developed through our research works. And to add on to that, even live pests like field pests and so on, we have done quite a lot of works on that. We've used Tephrosia, we've used neem extract, and these are technologies that are being used by farmers currently, including the famous snake beans.
Agricultural production at Kasisi is all done organically, acting as an example to small-scale farmers willing to venture into organic farming. It is engaged in crops and rearing of livestock as well as dairy.
Under crop production, we do rain-fed crops and irrigated crops. And under irrigated crops, we grow barley, oat, and teff. Then under rain-fed crop, we grow soybeans, seed maize, sanium, and cowpeas.
As you know, Kasisi is an institution which promotes organic farming, and so we normally use antibiotics when it is only life-threatening. Otherwise, most of our treatments are done organically. For instance, there is what we call neem tree, which is used as an antibiotic, as a dewormer as well.
Kasisi also runs a number of projects and programs all aimed at increasing the adoption of sustainable organic farming in rural communities, hence tackling poverty, inequality, and environmental injustice.
Kasisi Agricultural Training Center is managing a number of programs. The first one is the Kulima program, which is targeting about 1,350 farmers based in Zambia, Malawi, and Burundi. Okay. The second one is the DF program, which is targeting about 500 farmers within Rufunsa and Chongwe. The third one is the Chongwe Green Village project, which is targeting about 400 farmers within Chongwe and also partly Rufunsa. Yeah, then the fourth one is the Cedar project, which has the 100 farmers on board, and these are based just within the vicinity of the training center.
The 3-year Canadian International Development Agency CEDA-sponsored project aims at teaching community members in Chongwe district how to grow organic vegetables as a means of livelihood.
This is a 15.5 hectare land. Okay. Yes, and we've demarcated it into 30 by 40 plots. The project is now clocking its third year. We started in 2012. 2012, that was June. 2012 June. So it's a 3-year project.
On the other hand, Chongwe Green Society project aims at rehabilitating the degraded environment by promoting horticulture, agroforestry, and use of renewable energy.
This is a 3-year project which is funded by HIVOS, and it is implemented by 3 partners, namely Kasisi Agricultural Training Center, Dairy Association of Zambia, and Microbankers Trust. So as Kasisi Agricultural Training Center, we provide training and extension. Then the Microbankers Trust provides the finance, and then the Dairy Association of Zambia provides a member service which they provide to all other members. The objective of the project is to rehabilitate the environment which has been degraded in Chongwe over the years. So primarily we are focusing on horticulture, agroforestry, renewable energy, and dairy.
Through these projects and programs, Casis is working intensively in Chongwe and Lufunsa district of Lusaka province, where a good number of farmers have been trained in organic farming. Today, organic agriculture is gradually increasing among small-scale farmers because of its affordability as compared to the high cost of chemical fertilizers and herbicides used in conventional farming.
Organic farming is quite good because it's cheaper to start with, because you don't use a lot of chemical fertilizers. And then second, you find that organic farming is actually one way that will look after the soil very, very well. Fertilizers in the long run, they actually add the acid to the soil, which becomes very difficult to bring back. You require liming, you require a lot of things. But when you use organic farming, we only use chicken manure, cow manure, cow dung manure, and even growing of trees and vegetables rotational. That helps us to produce crops cheaper than the other way around, conventional farming.
It has helped me greatly in that when I was involved in conventional farming, there was a lot of demand on chemical fertilizer. But this time around, I don't even have to bother about chemical fertilizers.
Some farmers who have come on board have started seeing the benefits of organic farming and express no regrets for embracing this farming system.
Chakwachayamba kaitenzi pamene tinambota punzira kwezi chovuta-vuta. So sina korole vambiri maningi tizipa vasaizi. Mae pamene tabwerapo futi, mae tachitachani tangana experience yo chitachani yo zisa vindu hivi. So tabwata korolako vo chitachani varabo vapakako.
Organic farming, you don't get the benefit right there. It will take some bit of time, 1 or 2 years. As you say, that you have to plant trees. Trees takes a bit time to grow and to mature. So that's a challenge. But with that also find that you have to go in the aspect of maybe putting up other things like small scale livestock or maybe poultry. That will supplement while waiting for the trees to grow. So at least while waiting for the other aspect to grow, you are also getting some benefit from maybe the small scale animals, maybe the poultry and so on. So with that challenge was made by diversifying what we are trying to do.
If one is moving from conventional agriculture to organic, I won't encourage them to completely cut away conventional. I think it's better to do it gradually. You start reducing the amount of fertilizer you are putting. Meanwhile, you are increasing the amount of organic fertilizer you are putting in your field. And then you'll reach a level where you realize that you don't need to put any more conventional fertilizer. And you take it from there.
Rainford Chanshika is a proud organic farmer of Ndubulura area in Lufunsa district. He has won awards at district, provincial, and national agricultural shows, surpassing farmers who practice conventional farming.
Ubwino wa organic naona kuti ichi chintu chanipereka pasogoro. Chifukwa loko mu mashomo yene mapereka va organic pena tantika chabe pa display yakaena. Bantu bakafika lo bazungu mabula kuyangana bakangana chabe kuti mweponekera pole mbalo ati organic farming. Vamaona kuti no uyu muntu uyu nizola vena chite andi zona nipeza ko pindu chifukwa pamene paje bakayangana vena pereka uzapeza kuti wawinako va mbiri vosiyana. Munga inali kwa mashoyo yonse aya nabwa na wina maningi va mbiri va kuti tinayambira ku munga pa chinyunyu inali hapa nabwa na wina nali first prize. Uenda paka kufika mtaoni commercial show ya kutaoni paka yose tienda tiwina chabe.
Some small-scale farmers in Chongwe have formed an organic seed growers association aimed at increasing farmers' access to organic seed.
Ours is to promote the production of seeds that will be communicated or distributed to our local farmers, and our neighbors and even beyond, so that there will be enough seed to be grown by our local farmers who have already been trained by Casis.
In getting to these farmers, Kasisi works closely with the government through the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock.
In terms of interaction with the ministry, I think it has been very good at head office. It has been very good at the district level, because in implementing the programs that we do, we work with the extension officers on the ground, and we work with their supervising officers, the subject matter specialists, and we work with SAO and DACOR as well.
Having signed the MOU some years back, showing or indicating the roles and responsibilities of each of us, that is Casis and the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock, we went into serious implementation of the program. Ministry of Agriculture is implementing the program on sustainable agriculture and organic farming. So under that, you find the Kasisi Agricultural Training Center had an objective under a program on sustainable agriculture, which was actually to contribute to increase the food security, income, and the resilience to climate change.
Kasisi Agricultural Training Center also works in partnership with the Green Living Movement in promoting sustainable organic farming methods.
Green Living Movement promotes or supports small-scale farmers in natural resource management and sustainable land use systems, basically to ensure that they engage themselves in low input cost productive means. As you know, most of our farmers are resource poor. We have worked together for a long time. As you know, Casis is one of the forerunners in promoting organic farming. We have some of our farmers from different parts of Zambia where we are working, like Serenje, Luansha, Monze, Mumbwa. We have actually brought them to Kasisi to acquire skills, to acquire training in organic farming, in sustainable land use systems. So our relationship with Casis dates back to the time GRM was formed.
Its noble works have earned Kasisi an international recognition by winning the United Nations Development Programme UNDP's 2014 Equator Award in Sustainable Land Management. It is an award that recognizes institutions that are making emphatic efforts in promoting systems aimed at protecting the environment.
So I think this award will give a lot of encouragement to KATC, will also give a lot of encouragement to us, because at least someone is recognizing the efforts that KATC is putting into promoting sustainable agricultural methods. It's clearly a shot in the arm. I mean, it's, as you said, you know, progress is really slow in terms of converting farmers' mentality towards sustainable agricultural methods, partly because there are fears that if they shifted immediately, they will not be able to achieve the yields that they traditionally have achieved, because there is a time lag, obviously, when you change from conventional farming methods to sustainable agricultural methods.
This award gives motivation to Kasisi as an institution and its staff to do more in championing the adoption of sustainable organic farming.
For me personally, it's very nice in that the work that has been promoted here for the last 20 years is recognized worldwide. And as I mentioned, for the staff, also it's a morale booster.
Whether the promotion of sustainable organic agriculture is achieving meaningful results in terms of many small-scale farmers adopting the system is a question that receives answers of mixed feelings from the concerned parties.
In terms of the farmers appreciating it, yes, they do, but there is a huge challenge coming from conventional agriculture. As you know, there's a lot of business involved in conventional agriculture for fertilizer suppliers, the pesticide suppliers. So it is really competing with a very big business area. And we think that if government develops a policy that protects and gives incentives to farmers who are in organic farming, we can see this industry growing.
The policies so far have emphasized more the use of fertilizers. And certainly for politicians to shift from that, from offering a subsidized fertilizer to farmers, to saying, look, we will be training you, training farmers in organic agriculture. It's a political issue right there. There's a new national agricultural policy that's about to come out. We would hope that there will be more emphasis on organic agriculture.